Hello, beloved awakener, beloved heart. I'm Monica. I just want to share a message, energetic themes for this upcoming full moon in Virgo, and which will peak at its highest on February 24 around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 4:30 a.m. Pacific Time. And so this is a very significant full moon because it's the last one before jumping into the beginning of the astrological zodiac signs. So the first astrological zodiac sign is considered to be in March. And so that's, around the time that it's also another equinox or another cycle of new beginnings. And so that's what it feels like. This full moon is purging and clearing some major areas, energetic areas in us that we don't want to take with us any longer, and just be in this state of intense review and purification. And which, I want to share some of these five energetic themes around that, because what the full moon does also is in illuminating paths of information within us at the soul level, and even like in all aspects, our emotional, our mental, and our physical as well. So the Virgo, all the zodiac signs come from a specific constellation. And this one in particular comes from the Virgo constellation. And so we're also harnessing a lot of those energies of these constellations because it's activating it in some way, but also activating it within us. So we also carry different attributes of the different zodiac signs within our birth chart, despite of us, one of them being the strongest, which would be considered like the sun sign. And so like for example, like if Virgo is your sun sign, that is your birth, you know, during that time period, then you're also receiving a lot of this Virgo constellation energy during every full moon cycle of different themes that appear, and even for the new moon. And so like even like when, it is your birth cycle, you're also receiving significant amount of that energy as well during that time of your own birth. So when it comes to like every new moon or every full moon, we're receiving some form of energy from these constellations, all of us collectively. And so that's what this full moon energy feels like for this, full moon in Virgo, which is so appropriate for purification, which I'll jump into some of the themes about this. I've also been paying attention to a lot of the Schumann resonance since the beginning of 2024, because it was impacting me at a very, intense level because of my sensitivities to the constellation in the energies of the stars. And I'm a big, strong conduit of star energy that is being received on the earth, which is one of the reasons why I'm here. But it's also being received within the human grid system for those who are willing to receive, of course. And at times it could come in at a subconscious level. So I was feeling guided to actually do a guided meditation. It's going to be a separate video to work with the constellation of Virgo energy. And so be on the lookout for that. And what I was going to say about the Schumann resonance is that during the new moon in February that we just had, the energy for the Schumann resonance was incredibly high. And I have an app actually that I've been like tracking, if you can see it here. And so just have it on the phone so I could see what's being measured. And so during the new moon, it has like the most intense increase vibratory energy, which is, the heartbeat of the earth. And we are resonance with this heartbeat of the earth. So wherever you are in the earth, you may feel it much stronger, because if you're in an area that's really close to major vortex, major portals of energy centers of the earth's point, you're going to receive a lot of this. It's going to affect you one way or another. So the resonance gonna feel much stronger. So I'm right now in a vortex portal right now. So I'm feeling all the energies, all the cosmic energies, and that includes the shifting of the heartbeat. So what I've been doing actually for all this is detoxifying my body, as well as also doing more grounding and being more mindful of my meditations as well. And that's been helping me a lot. And so lately, since like after that new moon, the human resonance been showing almost like no activity as far as like the frequencies of the earth. And it has a normal, frequency heartbeat, that is part of the electromagnetic field. Um, but during the new moon, it was going up almost like 100% at one point, which was a very extreme amount of percentage. So this can also cause, sorts of like ascension symptoms as well, some of which I also talk on my podcast. And so there is, so much going on right now with this activity, which is why I've just been paying attention to it, because when I was feeling a lot of the different symptoms, I noticed that that was when the percentage was incredibly high in the human resonance. And then on top of that, we also have these major solar flares that have been occurring since the beginning of 2024 as well. Well, actually, they all pretty much started at the end of 2023, but they got even more intense as at the beginning of the year. And so these major solar flares that have been unprecedented amounts, they also impact a lot of us in the technology, but what it impacts most of all is our consciousness. So we are being ushered and urged to expand our consciousness even more with these energies. So jumping into, these full moon energetic themes that I'm about to share with you, some of the themes that I was feeling with this full moon. And just to say though, if you haven't seen yet, I have tons of different episodes and messages, transmissions that are on my podcast, The Ascended Earth, The Transfiguration of the New Human, which you can find all the links in my description of the video. So check them out. And also, please, provide your comments as well as your reviews. And, all of that is much appreciated, of the giving it the 5 stars and the comments, and having it all come in to share, with others as well, to receive these transmissions. And I call them transmissions because they are filled with energy in them, as well as deep messages to help expand and to transfigure into the new human that we are becoming, and that we really, really are within, and that it's all the expansive consciousness that we are, that we continue to expand even more so and gain greater wisdom. So a lot of my YouTube videos that I share, with some of these astrological events, are coming in from intuition and feelings of certain energies, to what I'm picking up to be some of the themes that I feel resonates for the collective. So it's whatever, you want to take that resonates for you as well. So these are, the things that I want to share with you. So the number one thing is more of this health and wellness expansion, because Virgo energy is really about looking at also health, and they're very particular about their own health. And this includes health and wellness in all aspects, right? It's in our physical, our mental, our emotional, and any other aspect of us, multidimensional selves that we are. And really taking a look at the areas that need to be in better health and expanding on that. But since this is a full moon also about clearing and purging, it's also about clearing and purging those areas that are impacting your health and striving, looking for things that are healthier in your life. That could be food, it could be thoughts that, thought patterns that have been, toxic or unhealthy, or even just thought and patterns that are really good, that maybe those are some areas to expand more on. And for instance, like I have been recently, like I mentioned, for these human resonance, I've been doing a lot of detoxification. And what I've been drinking a lot of is celery juice by Medical Medium. And I've actually done this before where I've drank celery juice for months, and it really transformed my skin and my hair and even like my gums. And overall, my whole physical body just felt really great. And so I feel like this is also helping with a lot of the human resonance and the changes going on, because some of the benefits also is about purging certain metallics that, may be in our body, in our system. And so it helps to create a much more well-being as well, of our own thought patterns and our own emotions and feelings along with that. And so that's what I suggest, but it's up to you what you want to grab as detoxification, what works for you. And so I know that celery juice probably not the best tasting either, but it does work a lot of wonders, and I'm always amazed by it. And so I had done that for months, and I decided, and I was feeling this urge to start doing that again. So now I've been consistently doing it now for about a month. And it's really, really working wonders in my body, and I can really feel the shift. So this is an appropriate one, for this Virgo full moon in February, to really consider those areas of your own health and wellness where you want to expand on those areas and where you want to purge from you that are not working. So cutting out certain stuff that you feel has been impacting you. And that's one of the other things too that I had to look at because of my throat chakra and my vocal cords that were being adjusted and rewired, which I share in an episode on my podcast as well on that. So check it out if you haven't. Um, Number two is about, since Virgo is an earth sign, there is something to do with building other like different foundations within. And because it is like a mutable earth type sign for Virgo, there's also this whole thing about being clear about certain boundaries as we're building our own foundations within ourselves, and certain structures for us that work for us and for our own wellness. Going back to number one, is also about our energy and being, noticing those boundaries and what boundaries are not being fulfilled or acknowledged or respected. And so just being purging and releasing any areas in your life that are infringing on your own boundaries, and as you're building your own solid foundation within. So the number three thing is, now I was getting this word because Virgo, for some reason, I really feel like there is a lot of divine feminine energy that's coming in right now that I was feeling. It was some kind of like cosmic portal around this, and I was feeling a lot of the divine mother and also the divine feminine energy. And so all of this, is all within us, all living beings, men, women, doesn't matter. We all have it within us. And so I was hearing the word virgin. So it was more like this virgin goddess energy also within. So which has to connect with our own intuition and our own wisdom within. Because with that intuition, there's also, a form of wisdom, which is divine wisdom. And so with that also was this sense of purity and holiness, because that is all about the energy that we hold within ourselves, mainly within our heart, that I was feeling this great connection with this energy, and that is that purity within us. And so it's also like purging those things that are making us feel impure and looking at things in a practical way of using our intuition a more practical way in our life. With that, being our divine wisdom within us. And so that's what I was feeling from this. And so for my guided meditation, actually, that I'm going to post a different video, it's going to be connecting with the Virgin Goddess temple and assisting with your own heart purity, but also in the collective as well as the individual, and bringing in more of this energy. So that was the message that I was getting to bring as a guided meditation for this full moon. So stay tuned for that. And just click like, subscribe, and so that you're in tune with when these videos come out as well, and that you're able to listen to it as soon as it comes out. And also, by clicking like, it does help the algorithm to get more of the other viewers to also receive from this other people around the world, so that they can also benefit from all these different energies and transmissions and so forth. So the number 4 thing was, because Virgo is very detail oriented, I feel like there is something that's being clarified within us. And I was feeling this in myself, like something is being clarified. And so it's more like what, has been overlooked, that needs to have some of that purging and some of that clearing. And looking at that from, an open heart, and just allowing it to appear or show itself in some form that just needs to be purged or cleared. And so looking at some of those details, but also just being aware, accepting, and seeing what's coming up, and whatever lessons learned as well that are being completed, any cycles that are being completed as well, or in other words, being graduated from. So, because for me, for example, like I was feeling this, and the reason why I say lessons learned, because Saturn is in the Pisces energy right now. So Saturn is like a karma planet. And so that's really about lessons learned. And it's also about completing cycles as well. And so is the full moon. Full moon energy is also about completing cycles. But what I was feeling in particular, though, I was feeling a lot of this, the shadow patriarch energy, which is one of the areas that I've been really working to purge within myself. And I do feel like there is this really shadow ancestral dark father figure, shadow of the father wounds. And so I still feel like there was some layers that just needed to be purged. And so I was feeling that there was some in the collective as well. And so that's really what my biggest, takeaway is, to really purge a lot of that during the full moon, especially this one, because this is, the big full moon before jumping into the start of the first, zodiac sign, which is in March, around the time of this equinox or this new cycle. And in some cultures, they consider this to be like the actual new year for them. I believe in the Persian culture, they see it as their new year and they celebrate it as a new year. And because I was joking with someone else that I'm just going to celebrate New Year for 3 months in the beginning of the year. It'll be January, be February, because it was the lunar New Year. Now that we're all in the year of the dragon, which is also very significant, and it also has to do with a lot of expansiveness in us. And then, in March is another celebration of a new year. And so then, we celebrate for those 3 months. Yes, you just find excuse for like any party, I suppose, or anything that will give you joy vibe and have you, celebrating. So that's what I was feeling for the number 4, and just getting clarity if there's certain patterns that, you really want to purge in you that need to be purged for this full moon as well. And the last one is that I feel that there is this bit of turning point, or this where it comes, with this full moon of having this illumination in your life, something that is illuminating. And I feel like for this one in particular is the turning point in a form of creation or new idea, something that would be revolutionary for yourself and as well as for others, that would impact in the most, beneficial way, in the most loving way. And also, but looking at the energies that where you're spending your energy right now, where you're focusing your attention, because where you focus your attention is where the energy goes. And just looking at those areas in your life that you probably need to clear, energies that are completed or just are done, and you would feel that. And so just looking at those areas that have been completed with those energies, and removing or purifying or purging those areas that are taken away from your energy or have been draining you, and allowing you to open up this other portal within you, a portal that will usher in these new ideas where you can focus your energy. And as you focus your energy in these new ideas, it will also um, fill you up with your own energy as well. Because in a way, there is like this form of passion as well. So it will also be igniting more of this energy within you, and keeping you pretty much full. And so you'll be recharging yourself pretty much with these energies of these new ideas, this new creation of this new turning point that is coming up, that is being burst within, that I feel like there's some kind of portal there that is coming in for all of us. And so there's something new there that is starting to surface. But in order for that to occur, is really looking at those areas, those energies that you want to be done with, and not be focusing too much of your attention on those areas that have been draining your energy, because as you purge it, then it will open up this other portal within you to receive that big energy of ideas. And I personally have been feeling this myself, because I'm looking at ways to get more creative with my YouTube and my podcast, because I really love now speaking and sharing messages like this with all of you, with the collective, but also benefiting in different ways, and others to be receiving. And I'm also receiving from this information as well as I share. And so that's just me, but everybody's different to what they're feeling right now and what their desire is. So I'm sure that something big will come out of all of it. So that's pretty much it, what I want to share in these 5 energetic themes for this full moon in Virgo. So just remember to set those intentions for yourself and look at it from a practical standpoint, just like the Virgo energy, to see what areas are being released and being purged and cleansed within you. All right, well, I'm sending you love, and I'll be connecting with you in another video. Bye for now.